First of the Tier 2 equipment. Not counting that hammer, of course. I really want to work the hammer up more. Quality B, not bad. Not bad. I need to bring it up to S class and get it up to +10. And that's going to be the gold standard for the Tier 2 weapons, is just to get them all to that point. So let's see. These are going to be a little bit more. You know what? It's fine. We'll make a few more of these. Yeah. Hey, you. You. Where are you? You. Okay, who has the good spear? Who's got it? Is it you? No, that's just a regular. Aha! I mean, I'm not opposed to you having the good spear, but I was going to remove it. Wait, I'm lost. Here. 3% to my mystic. You, kitty, can just have this thing. Okay. Right. Right, of course. Feed. All. And I gotta get this thing moving again. We have to burn through the rest of this CPC. So we're up to the last rebirth on the Crystal Power Challenge, and still getting 71 GP per strike. Not bad. So I'm going to be, well, I'm going to do the thing where I do short runs to gather as much GP as I can. Squeeze every last drop of GP out of this. And, yeah. Then we're going to get ready to hit up the No Rebirth Challenge and see how that goes. 2 hours won't be enough. 11. I'm going to need at least 3. So this is almost cost 25,000, so I'm going to be able to swap this for a different pet that I want to power up. What to do anyways? You can see I'm making holy water, fire stones. This stuff's doing great. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things that I can turn into Tier 2 equipment. By the end of the day, I intend to have 1, 2, 3, 4 more. So that'll be pretty good. Do any of them? I don't think any of them need reforging either. Yeah. I might possibly choose. Where's the flood spear? Where's the flood spear? Well, anyway. I'm probably going to have to stop working with fire soon. Well, I mean, I've got more coming. Yeah, no, I'll probably be okay to keep working with fire. I'm constantly worried I'm going to run out of fire stones. But I can always just turn and work with the iron rings for a bit. Or work on the flood spears and other stuff. Yeah. So I can always just switch gears. Hopefully I get some really good stuff. Where in the world did my flood spear go? I know who's got it. It's you. Oh, here it is. Of course. Okay. And I was like, where did it go? Okay, so that's the flood spear. I thought that was just some random like fire sword or something. Thought it was just some piece of whatever. Okay. Yeah. That's fine. That's fine. As long as I know where it is. Okay. 2 hours. As you can tell, it's a new morning. I just got up and rebirthed. And volcano. Remove that. You don't want to spend an extended time in the volcano. Like, I've already not got a blacksmith, which is bad enough because of burning weapons, but the poison on top of that, just not good. So we're up to level 3 on the mage. The penguin's at the same point. You want to be an alchemist. You want to be, well, you can be anything you want to be, but I can't ever afford you, so... I really want firestones, so I can evolve more pets. I really do. We're just going to keep using them all for forging for the moment. Anyway, as soon as I get to the No Rebirth Challenge, I'm going to be running item campaigns again, and that's going to turn off these. If I'm real lucky, I'll get one pet out of one of these lucky draws. And then I'll be able to run 2 blacksmiths simultaneous. All right. So, this is kind of how it is. You know, you want to do an hour and a half run, and, you know, you want to do quick hour and a half runs to just grab GP, but you get somewhere, I don't know what it would balance out to, maybe a little more than 100. And it's like, yeah, but if I go just another hour and a half, I could potentially get another 150 by knocking out these. Well, then you're 3 hours into the run. It's like, well, I can get more crystal power if I just go a little further. And then, I mean, you know, I've got the ingredients to make some black holes. And, you know, you want to make the 6-hour mark so you can give them one more feeding. And I'm supposed to be rapidly sloughing off my multiplier so I can get to the next challenge here. Also, inefficiencies and, you know, not... Yeah, yeah. It's kind of messy. Let me see. 10, 11... Okay. There. Good enough. Yeah, I need firestones. Well, you can see everyone stopped working with fire except for him.
I keep having to scrap. I'll forge something, it'll be like a rank E. Oh, by the way, disappointment. Seriously? This thing is so crappy. Honestly, I kind of don't like fire swords. They're good. I know they're good, but I much prefer the water spears. Because they don't have a penalty to one of my stats. I actually don't mind the penalty to speed as much on iron. I actually prefer iron gear. Also, iron works with anything. But, anyway. I need fire swords. I'm honestly afraid to try to use this one up. This is so good. I feel like I should just keep plussing it up and keep it as just a fire sword. Anyway, super disappointed in that crappy armor outcome. I guess I'm gonna give it to Nutkin. Well, I mean, it provides more fire element and less weakness to water, and there are steam things that do water element damage in Volcano level 2, so you could make an argument that this is the better of the two. I'll just have to plus it up and stuff. Anyway, there you go. You get this. Oh my gosh, you need a ring. What else do we have? I think you two actually do have rings, but they're in the forging process right now. I bet anything that you already have. Yeah, because you're wearing the water one. Yeah, I'm sure of it. Yeah, no, we're good. Anyway, we're just working our way along with these. We'll have everything all spiffed up. Actually, the blacksmiths are about to be pulled off soon. But not right away, because I have a live stream. Alright, let's go ahead and just... Boy, this is a sloppy mess, this run. Here. Yeah, do that. While you do that, I'll do this. Oh my gosh, I'm positive. Yep, okay, yeah, Of course. Yeah, hour-and-a-half runs used to be the greatest. And now they're just kind of garbage. No matter how I look at it. I think 4 hours and some odd, if I could be perfectly attentive. The problem is I have to be, like, continuously active for it to work, because, you know, stuff. So, yeah, no, I feel like somewhere between 4 and 5 hours would be optimum at this moment. Now, if I could get a few challenges and things in, I could probably get it to be better. I did some mental math on this. If I were playing not perfectly, but very well, I could probably get 1,000, I think it was 1,500 GP a day, potentially. But I would have to be, like, really active. That was my estimate. At that speed, it would take me, what was it, a month and a half, 2 months? I forget exactly how long. It would take more than a month to double my clone count. If I were just focused, just laser focused on GP, did nothing but GP and played very well, continuously. That was a little disheartening to realize, because I really want more clones now. Not a month of hard work from now. But anyway, I want to do this no rebirth challenge thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to live stream. So that's going to be like a couple hours. But when my live stream's over, I'm going to be doing just some 15-minute runs and then a no rebirth challenge. Or maybe I should just do some 15-minute runs. And no, because 4 15-minute runs and you just spent an hour. And I need to stream now. I wish I had a really short challenge right now. Can we just appreciate what I can do in 7 hours? Like, holy crap. Or for those who don't speak fun, hold on a sec. You non-fun people. Does that make more sense? Here you go. It's just insane. It's just insane. Look at these numbers. Holy crap. I'm Yikes. I'm not even. Like, come on. We're not even trying very hard. Like, look at this. This is not even good. Like, I could definitely be doing better than this. I could run multiplier camps or any number of things. Anyway, whatever. Oh, dee-do. Dee-do, dee-do. And then I'll want to go to bed. And then I'll get up and have to go straight to work. And then I'll come home and I'll want to stream right away. God, where am I going to fit in these 15-minute runs? Maybe I'll just not sleep. Then I can do it. Because I want to start that no rebirth challenge. I really wish, I know it's the stupidest thing ever, I really wish there was just a button. Just a button somewhere around here that's like, would you like to just cash this in? And these numbers here would just turn into some GP, a fair amount. Like, oh, you're at E100, that's worth, I don't know, 500 GP. Boom, here you go, one shot, done. And you've double rebirthed back down. Like, if I just had an option to just cash them out without having to do 15-minute runs to try to, I mean, I guess I don't have to get my GP. I could just throw it away. That's always an option. An option that I am incapable of gratifying. I can't do it. And I know I can't do it. It might be possible for other people, but I am not other people. Anyway, more good news. Douglas is past 25,000. And that's a big deal to me. That's a big deal. When I try to do my day pet challenge, I need as many of them over that as possible. I've got quite a few, actually. All told, I have quite a lot of pets over that threshold. But, you know, I've always got some pets who could use some work. And then, of course, they're good. It's good when I get back to item campaigns, which will be soon. Anyway, I know I'm going to stream for at least 2 hours, with a fair probability of more. How strong are you guys now that you have all this great gear? Probably not that much stronger. But hey, at least I have 15% attack boost now. In Ultimate Ball Challenge, the effect is capped at 50%. Doesn't affect UAC. I didn't see that before. Bull crap. Bull crap. I'm actually not far away from doing Ultimate Ball Challenges. This might mean that I want to try to spread a 50% on everything for when I do that. It's also good for clone build-up challenges, particularly the creation speed. Yeah. Oh, by the way, 73. That's not bad. It's not. Okay, that's far enough. Back to work. So, 15 minutes isn't even enough time to get my clones made. I wonder if I could... Do you think I could make a galaxy, a black hole in 15 minutes? No, it couldn't be. I mean, maybe. No, that doesn't make any sense. No, that doesn't make any sense. No, it couldn't be done. Alright, well, anyway, I gotta go stream. I'm not even wasting time mucking with this guy on these short runs anymore. Hee. I'm sorry, I just like it, okay? You can't decide if it's a unicorn or if it's a Pegasus. It just decided to be both when it grew up. Anyway. Right. Alright, so let's just read this thing and then we're going to shred this. We're just going to run a whole bunch of very short runs to get myself into that no rebirth challenge finally. But, as I said, we will read this first. The clones I left with Minos had all died. No surprise. And until I upgraded my godly statue, they would only lose. So going to Fortitude was my next step. This time, I made sure that everything was set up right, so I wouldn't warp somewhere else again. In what way? How did you set it up? Did you even figure out what went wrong last time? You seemed awful confused about what went wrong last time. Anyway. And I was back at Fortitude. Then I continued to work on my own nation, with loyal followers, to pray to my statue. Lema made it look so easy, but for me, creating new things was always much harder. You're not creating anything new. Literally, you're just making more of the same. Really. It's just towns and people and trees and plants. There's literally nothing new about this, other than the system of government. Okay, yeah, those can be hard to write the rules for and manage, I'll admit. Just be lazy. Make it a dictatorship. You're in charge of this place. Done. Nation complete. The nation needed quite a few towns, but I first worked on the surroundings. Many plants, animals, rivers, and a few mountains in between. It had to look beautiful. I don't know, are the mountains really necessary? I don't think the mountains are really necessary. You could have been a nation in the plains. You could have been a deep-sea nation of mer people. Get a little creative. Live a little. 2 more weeks later, the landscape was ready. And I started to... It could be gnomes. Anyway. Started to work on the towns. It didn't need to be a big nation. Just a few towns were enough. I didn't want to be overcrowded, and the balance between towns and nature had to be right. The people had to be able to find enough food, and that food needed to be abundant enough that it would replenish before running out. Back in my old world, most people always wanted growth. Everyone wanted more and more in order to be better than the others. That is what caused their doom and destroyed everything. No, clearly they didn't do a good enough job. You had space travel and dimension travel. And you couldn't find enough resources, so everyone exploded their homeworld many times or something. I don't know, it wasn't too clear, and I've read more than a year ago now. Yes. No, if you had done growth properly and expanded... Look, you don't even need planets. Look, you have space stations, right? You can live inside the space station. You can grow food inside the space station with sun lamps. And, assuming that you have, solar panels, they work way better in space when there's no atmosphere to get in the way. Also, you have sci-fi techs. You probably found other energy solutions, too. Maybe you got cold fusion. I don't know. But, no, I don't know what was going wrong with your worlds, but I am certain that you don't know what was wrong because it doesn't add up to me. Or maybe it does. No, wait. Everyone always wanted growth. Everyone got really fat and exploded. Oh, okay, yeah, sure, I can accept that. Shouldn't have screwed around with your genes so much. Shouldn't have ate so many pork chops and cheesecakes. And cheesecakes made out of pork chops. Those may have been a mistake. I didn't want any growth in my nations. They had to stay the same and be fully self-balancing. The only one who's to be able to cause growth was me. I needed more power, but the power had to be stable. Giving humans the ability to grow by themselves would have been an unpredictable result, with a high chance for a bad outcome. Alright, I'm sorry. I made you as a child. You're not allowed to grow. Nope, sorry. It would be unpredictable and have a bad result, possibly adulthood. Ugh. Can't argue with that logic. You can't. You know you can't. Another 3 weeks later, and I had finished my first nation. It also worked great. The people prayed to my statues, and I felt a huge power rising in me. That was just what I needed. Honestly, I don't understand how this quite works. I think we've plugged a power supply into itself for infinite power here. I make people. People make me stronger. So I can make more people more rapidly, which also make me strong. Like I said, I think we've got an Ouroboros of a power strip providing infinite power. Oh well, whatever. The laws of physics of our own universe are pretty weird at times too, and we don't understand how half them work yet. With this new power, I was sure to hold my own against Athena. At least, I was sure to be strong enough to not be knocked out before the fight even began. But first, my clones had to defeat Minos. After my clones could easily defeat them, I would challenge Athena once more. I went back to Warfield and sent my clones to fight Minos. What, you're not going to rebirth? Once again, you're going to fail to, do the rebirthing? Bunk. Let's see, okay, you're done. Okay, you can do that. Ahem. Because of their war cry, I had my clones use earplugs. Well, I mean, okay. Why not just make clones that don't have eardrums? Just cut to the chase. The war cry was mostly sound, so the earplugs would protect against the stun. Not being able to hear the surroundings was a bit of a disadvantage. No, it's not. You have the ability to sense present. You've established powers that pretty much make that seem unnecessary. I mean, these things are slow moving and they have to melee you. Well, okay, I guess there's a heat wave thing, but they had to get pretty close. I don't think you really are at a disadvantage here. But the Minos were slow after all, and my clones could easily track them with their eyes only. Like I said, I don't think you even need your eyes. The harder part was actually to damage them. But now, with my newfound powers, my clones were also much more powerful. Just like I thought, the earplugs protected against a war cry or a ball still didn't hurt the Minos. They either reflected them or absorbed them without taking any damage. The Minos were really resistant to heat because they lived in the volcano, and the aura balls were mostly based on heat and fire. Yeah, they are. Why would you even throw that at them? How dumb can you be? You can fabricate oceans with waves of your hand. Just drop an ocean on them. See what that does. And then ice. Lots of ice blasts. If heat didn't do anything, then how about the opposite? Yes, if more energy, what if I used less energy on them? Behold, the opposite of heat. My clones were able to manipulate water and create walls of ice after all. There wasn't really much water near the volcano, but that could be changed. I could create rivers and even oceans myself. I created a big river which surrounded the whole volcano. Then my clones used the water source from the rivers to create ice walls to protect them from the Minos, and also for offensive purposes. The Minos smashed all the ice walls into pieces one after another. That really slowed them down. My clones used the smashed ice as weapons. While ice itself didn't do much damage, it cooled them down quite a lot and made them much more vulnerable. To protect it against attacks, their whole bodies were surrounded by aura, mostly composed of heat and fire. After that was gone, my clones could damage the Minos with their attacks. The Minos still put up a good fight and soaked a lot of damage, even without their heat aura. If a Mino managed to hold a clone, the fight was pretty much finished and the clone died. That was rarely the case because my clones were much faster. But with the need to attack the Minos at close range, it happened once in a while. I left my clones to fight the Minos for a few more days, and they adapted really well. My clones were able to kill the Minos without much trouble. Their attacks became much more powerful, and after breaking the Minos' defenses, it took only 1 or 2 hits to kill them. That was a sign for me to search for Athena and challenge her to a revenge duel. This time I was much better prepared and felt I had a good chance to win. Sadly, the last fight ended so fast that I didn't really see any of her attacks and abilities. Meanwhile, she had watched my fight against Lima and Freya. I only saw her commanding the golems, and that didn't show her own fighting power. She had a big advantage here. This just meant it was a bigger challenge I had to overcome. Thunk. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Okay. It wasn't too hard to find Athena. She was still on the planet, and after searching for a while, I already felt her aura. Presumably, she had felt my aura, because soon after that she came to meet me. After meeting her above an ocean, she called to me, "So, you came back for your rematch. I see that you're much better prepared than before. I'm ready, let's start. But I don't like fighting above the ocean, so give me a minute." Suddenly, a big staff appeared before her, and everything surrounding her began to glow. Slowly, the ocean began to disappear, and a huge landmass appeared. Not even 5 minutes later, there was no sight of water anymore. "Now we can fight. This time I'll fight you with my full power. I will also use my trusty shield Aegis and my spear. Feel free to use any weapon you like. Nuke. Nuke grenade. Nuke grenade in a machine gun grenade launcher hybrid. Through a warp gate. Only large enough for the grenades to pass through while I hide in another dimension." I think that's a fair fight. After that, her spear and shield appeared out of thin air. I could feel a similar power from her shield to that of Freya's spear, but for some reason I decided the only way I could figure to use weapons was to give them to pets, like cats and dogs and mice and things to wield. And that made me strong. Okay, no, we're not far enough along for that yet. Her spear also seemed to be powerful, but I felt from the first moment that it was her shield which would cause me the most trouble. It was not something I could break, and I had to avoid hitting it. It might have reflected my hit and damaged my fist. I also didn't really have a comparable weapon I could use. And since I was... You didn't capitalize this. Sorry. Sorry. Look, I edit and stuff my own writing and see continuously looking for little errors like that, okay? It's not a thing I can easily turn back off. Anyway. Much more experience in fighting without one. I didn't use a weapon. Having already fought against Freya with her spear, I had a bit of experience fighting against one. And the additional shield made it a bit harder, but not impossible. I had quite a few long-distance attacks, a teleport, and my reflection barrier. I was confident to be able to hit her and avoid her shield. I'd also grown stronger and faster since my last Freya fight. While it was really hard to dodge and keep up with her spear, the first time I fought her, I had no trouble with my fighting ability as it was. Then the fight began. This time, Athena just stood there and didn't move. She only reinforced her aura. The aura emerged from her shield now seemed like a 360-degree barrier. He wanted me to attack her and seemed to be really confident in her defensive abilities. Maybe she wanted to counter my attacks. Well, someone had to attack. Last time she attacked me first, and that was in no way weak. Now it was my turn to attack first. I started with my trusty Aura Ball. Why? Why even use those anymore? Not a single one, but 4 at almost the same time. After I fired one, I teleported to another side of her and fired another. I reduced the distance to her after every shot to make up for the distance the Aura Ball traveled, so all 4 would hit at the same time. Then I teleported far back to see what happened. What happened wasn't good for me, but somewhat expected. Her 360-degree barrier absorbed my Aura Balls, and shortly after it shot them back, even more powerful than they were when I shot them. I wasn't near her anymore, so they didn't hit me, but they would have hurt me quite a bit on impact. It was more like an improved copy of my Aura Ball rather than a reflection. I wondered if the reflection version was always stronger if there was a limit. I didn't fire my Aura Ball at the limit, so there was still quite a bit of room for a stronger one. I wanted to see how strong they'd become. After concentrating for a moment, I fired an Aura Ball more than twice as powerful as the previously reflected. This time her aura sparkled quite a bit, and it took much longer, but the reflected Aura Ball was still much stronger than my own. Either the limit wasn't reached, or there was no limit in how powerful the reflection could become. But at least I learned that it takes longer for the attack if the attack is more powerful, though it still only took a fraction of a second. What does a fraction of a second even mean to you anymore? Athena still didn't move, and she seemed bored. Well, until now I just tested the waters a bit. Then I had an idea. How would I test if my reflection barrier or her barrier is stronger? I once again used an Aura Ball and shot her. Then I set up my reflection barrier just before it came back and reflected the fireball back at her. While her barrier reflected and added power, my own barrier reflected it in a weaker state. So in the end, the power of the Aura Ball stayed at about the same level. But this way I ended up constantly attacking her barrier. I set up more of the same from 8 different directions and then waited to see if her barrier would last or not. Her barrier seemed to hold up, but I wondered how much stamina it took to keep it up. Holding up my reflection barriers didn't take much stamina anymore. I wish I could keep 8 reflection barriers at once while using my special battles. Well, I went with my next attack. I knew that the fire from my Aura Balls was no problem for her barrier, but how about a combination of them with ice from above? My Aura Balls kept her shield busy, so another different attack on top might be able to penetrate it. I went up in the air and created a few spears of ice and threw them towards her from above. Aura Balls were mostly energy, but ice not, so her shield could neither absorb nor return it. Well, I mean, there's kinetic energy that she could throw back. While they didn't penetrate the barrier, they weakened it quite a bit. Then I summoned a few stones, let it rain from above, together with my ice spears. A few minutes later, Athena finally moved. Either her shield had weakened or her stamina was being drained too fast. Either way, she had begun to move. She spun her body a few turns, then removed her barrier and stabbed upwards with her spear. This caused a big whirlwind, and all my Aura Balls flew upward in my direction. This also blocking my sight of everything around us. It wasn't a problem for me, because she still had the same position, and I noticed my chance here. Her barrier was down, so I teleported to her back with my fist ready to throw a heavy punch. Athena only noticed me when I was behind her, which was already too late. Not enough time for her to put up her barrier, and my punch hit her on the back. My punch blasted her away, and she flew at least 20 meters before she touched ground. Attacking an opponent from behind isn't the most graceful thing to do, but I had no other choice to defeat her. There weren't any openings in the front. After she landed, she stood up, but I could see she took heavy damage. She had probably underestimated me. She took up her barrier again, but this time it was much weaker than before. It still reflected my Aura Balls, but this took much longer than before. This time she also moved and didn't just stand there. It was harder to hit her, and while she was slower than me, she was quite fast. She was still quite fast. I couldn't use my reflection barrier anymore. Why not? But I was able to attack it with a combination of aura balls, ice spears, and meteors. While this didn't destroy her barrier, it opened up a hole for a short while. The next time, I used this weakness with a combination attack, and managed to hit her inside the barrier. I had to be fast to retreat before the barrier closed, so I wasn't dealing much damage. However, I repeated this numerous times, and I built it up after a while. Athena was now only on the defensive. She had to put down her barrier to attack, which left her open for a counterattack. So while she hadn't given up, I had a huge advantage, and after an hour of continuous attacks, I finally managed to knock her out. Didn't she have a physical shield? An Aegis shield? Because this is a 360-degree barrier thing. Is that the shield? I thought she had a physical spear and a physical shield, and she was just doing this 3D barrier thing to just be like, come on. I guess I misunderstood. Okay. The fight wasn't as spectacular as the fight against Lima, but there was a lot of destruction caused, though only in the area Athena had created in the first place. After Athena was defeated, I looked a bit more at the surroundings. It was really huge. Everything before was water, and now there was no water in sight for kilometers. It was a big country, and not only stones and dirt. A little further away, there were many plants, mountains, even animals. Why did she create all this if she just wanted a place to fight? Didn't that also cost quite a bit of energy to create? Yeah, Dragon Ball characters would have gone into the desert or the frozen north or something. She's just like, no, I want a land full of people and animals and stuff. She also wanted to fight me with her full power, but she mostly stood there or dodged my attacks. When I thought about it, it felt a bit weird. Then, just after I finished my thought, suddenly a mountain moved and the whole ground shook with a big earthquake. I noticed behind me was Athena, standing there with her spear stabbed in the ground. She said, "Did you think I lost already? Not so fast now. It's my turn to attack." Did she fake her defeat? I was sure she was unconscious, but now she stood here before me, and everything moved and started to attack me. The mountains became volcanoes, spewing fireballs towards me. The animals became bigger and much more dangerous. The earth split open, and I had to escape to the air. It was like the whole continent was alive and saw me as the enemy. Athena caused tornadoes with her spear, then sucked up fireballs from the volcanoes and whirled them in all directions. That's a very stupid way to attack. I think she's becoming a Toho boss, actually. It was fast and random, so not too easy to dodge. It was also pretty much everywhere. The landmass she created was huge, but while Athena was all out on attacks, the damage she had taken before is still visible on her. She still had her shield, but her barrier was down, so I didn't need to go completely offensive to destroy her barrier anymore. I just had to hit her behind her shield while dodging everything in the way. With all the tornadoes and fireballs flying around, vision was pretty much non-existent. It was also really loud, and all the animals and other life forms disrupted my senses quite a bit. I had to do something to change this. It would have been too risky to just fly into the tornadoes and try to attack her. She was great at manipulating her surroundings, but I wasn't bad either. I called out many asteroids to fall down to destroy the fireballs of the volcanoes. This made line of sight even worse, but gave me more room to try something else. I didn't need to constantly dodge anymore. The volcanoes were mountains at first, and now there was a hole in the middle where the fireballs came from. Best way to stop the fireballs would be to close the holes. I did just that. I summoned many more stones at once and filled the holes so they couldn't shoot fireballs anymore. This caused pressure inside the volcanoes so they would explode and open up soon. But it wouldn't be instant, and it would hopefully give me enough time to defeat Athena. The tornadoes Athena caused with her spear didn't last too long, and there was always a break before she made a new one. I prepared about 20 aura balls to fire them as soon as that time came. When I fired, I hid behind and followed my aura balls. Because they all came towards her front, she was busy blocking them with her shield, and I used that opening to attack her from behind. My punch hit her and smashed her towards the ground. This time I followed her and kicked away her shield and spear while she was down. She got up soon after, but the damage she had taken was starting to get to be too much. After her weapons were gone, it turned to a fist fight. It didn't take long, and I could hardly call that a fight anymore. However, I made sure that she was actually defeated this time and stood ready until she had conceded defeat. I was one step further towards being the strongest. Unfortunately, after meeting Ball, I knew that I would have an immensely long way to go. I wasn't even sure if I had ever had a chance to beat him. But maybe I would learn something from the other gods before I fought him, especially this Kronos fellow. He was able to banish him to a different dimension after all, so his power had to be at least at a level where he could hold off ball for a short time. But for now, that was far away. If I remembered correctly, my next target would be Susanna O, which meant... I'm going to just cut this part of the sentence off. My next target would be Susanna O, period. Okie dokies, let's go. By the way, I ran out of firestone. The rest of it's going into this flame armor. Hurry up, camel. Okay. So, max equip, max equip, max equip, unequip, max equip, max equip. Do I have something over here to smash? Smash! Do this. Okay. By max. Yes. I've managed to get lots of that so far. Okay. 15-minute runs. Tops. And not very many of them because it's late. It's just late. Crunch. 69 points. What can I do in 15 minutes? Probably beat a couple UBs at least, I guess. I don't know. Well, if I'm going to be using 15-minute things, I should probably do that. That would be smart. Right. We'll check back in 15 minutes and see how I did. Well, I ended up going overtime and not getting as much as I would have liked. Well, I mean, it's still, a bunch of mighty food added to the bank. Oh, man, it's hard to do this. Can I just get just a little bit strong? No, we're gonna go. Alright. Ow. Yeah, I'm not gonna try for universes again this time. I think I'm gonna try it a little differently. I don't think I'm gonna go past, I don't know. Probably just stop at Earth-like planets. I think that's about the right spot to quit. That way I can have a higher clone count. I think that'll work better. We'll figure this out. We'll figure this out fast. I mean, I'm getting a good amount of GP, but not really enough to be worth my time. Let's burn the last of this off, and then I'm gonna go to bed. We're not gonna do any more 15-minute runs. We're down to, I don't know, no minutes? Is no minutes an acceptable amount of time? I think no minutes is long enough. Okay, we're good. Alright, great. We build these. This will get me some quick GP. Fill this up. Alright. Yeah, it's probably good enough. No, like this. Like that. Yeah, that's probably okay. And sure you can't get some more of those in. Alright, that's fine. Good enough. I take it all. And I buy an extra 151 mighty food. And then we rebirth. Alright, how much we get now? That's not 40 GP anymore. Yeah, no, this is the semi-final one, apparently. I need tree. Bonk, 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 bonk. Bonk, bonk. Bonk. Clunk, clunk. Great. Thunk, 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 thunk. What? I can't afford a forest? Oh, because I didn't make any. Make some villages too. Okay. Forests, villages. Should have done this last time. Tired. It's fine. It's fine. Because I am actually using all three, and then, I don't know, I put 10% there. I don't even know why I put 10% there, but I did. Alright, looks like we went overtime this time. Clunk, 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 clunk. Rebirth. Oh no, we can't waste 36 ball power. We'd feel horrible about that. We might need that. Okay, we're done. No rebirth challenge finally begins. Yes! Yes, I'm sure. Okay. Don't need this. I don't need that. You'll be more comfortable at 40. I need to make this a 5. There, that feels better. Okay. Now then. Oh, right. Badonk. Ooh, right. Ugh. Are you really down to 60s? Oh my gosh. You pain in the butt. I'll worry about that in the morning. I'll worry about everything in the morning. So... I'm going to say use this, use this. This is a no rebirth challenge. I'm just going to use this because I'm going to go to bed. Alright. Alright. I can put them into might and then go to bed. It's fine. Okay. Boy, I'm not too long. Okay, you're doing that. Oh, right. Everything has to change now. Hold on. I am sorry. You are needed. You are chosen. You must be here. Yeah, you can put that away. Okay. You lot. You're gonna be on the mountain again. That means I'm sorry, but you are also chosen. I mean, you could go too, but I'm gonna go with the dog, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. Alright. So, sure, whatever. Alright. Now, I need one more pet. That means, unfortunately, you. You are needed. Okay. So this looks pretty good. Then you guys are going to be able to do item camps. Yeah. But that leaves a hole in my volcano divers. I'll just soften things a little for now. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I mean, I can do this. Ho, ho, ho. Does that help any? Does that help any? Does this help any? Yes? Yes, sort of. Kind of, okay. I mean, that's cool. Okay, I take all this back now. Yeah, sure, whatever. You can keep that. Yeah, I'm just gonna go to bed now. I still can't make a monument. Pity. The No Rebirth Challenge. So, kind of like this. I suppose those will be important too. Do I have access to the planet? I do. Okay, I definitely want the power surge. You know what? I'm just gonna kinda go wild over here. Huh. I ran out. Well, that's not good. Oh, I don't know. I'm too tired to think. I go sleep now. Good enough. Good enough. I'll see this in the morning. You guys will do item camps. Everything will be glorious. I want to do a quick check here. So I'm working on this one. I've got one. Let's see, I've got about 3,000. Let's call it 3,500. 5,000. 7,500. Let's call that 10,000, 12,000. About 13,000. I think it'll take me less than a month to have everyone I want over 25,000. Now, when I get the divinity generator built up, that will be the time to go wild with the lucky draws. And we will go completely wild. We'll open all 50, and there's that 1 in 6 chance I'll get what I'm really after. And I can fill this hole because I'll have another pet. It'll be glorious. But until then, we will just set this aside. I should have. I'm going to sleep. Doc got it. Ugh.